In order to reduce emissions, Justin Trudeau has told all the farmers across Canada he wants them to create 30% less emissions. And that means 30% less fertilizer, according to some people. Well, we want to get the truth. Ian Cumming writes about farming, agriculture. He joins me right now. By the way, here's his book. It's called Rural Rascals, Cockwombles, and Legends. He used the word before I used cockwomble, but I didn't get it from him, for Justin. Anyway, welcome to the show, and thanks for being here. And tell me, what would happen if farmers are demanded to reduce fertilizer by 30%?
The hypocrisy of the government and some farm leaders is that technology is emerging for that to happen through seed DNA, CRISPR technology. Since 2018, they've had millions, 10 and 20 million acres where you have half the fertilizer with the same yields. But what has happened is big ag has taken that over, and governments have been compliant at letting that kind of technology not be, exploited and used.
But the city farmers, in other words, the writers of the editorials in the city papers are saying this is quite all right because farmers can use a lot less fertilizer and have the same yields.
With that technology, but that technology is not being brought into fruition for people to use.
Well, then, will the government wait to make this demand of farmers until farmers can or until they're allowed to do that?
They're on their moral crusade of climate change, and no matter what, and damn the consequences. But farmers have never been more efficient, whether it's yields per acre or liters per cow. They're just making tremendous gains. But it just, the pressures that are brought to them, which are manifest in Holland more than anything else, are just...
Well, I mean, we have a Minister of Agriculture, when I did some research on her, who has never been, somebody said never been on a farm.
Well, she has been on a farm. I've seen her on a farm.
You've seen her on a farm, but she's a bureaucrat. She's not a farmer.
Maybe, but she's pleasant enough, but she's no Eugene Whalen or no Chuck Strahl.
Does she understand what's this going to do to farming? Or have people told her what this is going to do to farming?
Yes. I've been at Quebec meetings where they've lined up and laid out their concerns, but she's on an agenda that she has to follow, which is climate change at all costs.
Okay, you mentioned the Dutch farmers, and they had a huge protest over the last few months. Do you think that we are going to have those huge protests in Canada?
We've had them in Quebec before. The dairy farmers mainly. If you hurt them, they'll rise up. But there was one day this summer there was 55 tractor protests in 8 provinces in support of Holland farmers, and there was one journalist who wrote about it, and that was moi. I went to one protest.
Good for you. And I'm glad you're writing about it. Ian Cumming, thanks for coming on. 3 minutes. Please stay tuned to keep informed about the latest policy issues. We all need to sharpen our game, because if we don't, we could end up with another Justin Trudeau government, and we don't want that. So please subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you can, PayPal, because that guy behind there, he wants to get paid. He does a very good job.